Fly Guy in the building. This your boy Fly Guy. Welcome to Chronicles of Fly Guy, episode 6. Pen pal relationship versus virtual relationship era. Now, people are gonna say, Fly Guy, what do you mean by pen pal versus virtual relationship? Well, I'm old enough to know that I was in the pen pal era, and I'm also in the current virtual era. So they say, what do you mean by that, Fly Guy? What do you mean? My girl asked me earlier, she said, what do you mean by that? I said, well, pen pals, if you are about my age or maybe a little bit older, you remember that you used to write each other, actual pencil and paper, write each other, little love letters, little notes and things like that. Or if you're if you're kind of my age, I'm 34. So if you're my age, you remember back in middle school, you write, hey, do you like me? I like you. Would you be my girlfriend? Check yes, no, or maybe. Right? And she'll check it and she'll give it back to you. That was the way we used to communicate. It wasn't cell phone. This is pre-cell phone era. This is pre-email era. We were learning emails back then, but we didn't just use emails as our primary way of talking to each other, let alone Facebook, MySpace. Let me back up. MySpace, then Facebook, then Twitter, then Instagram and Messenger and everything else that we have now. And Snapchat, which you can have like a whole relationship on, which I don't even understand that half the time. But in the pen pal era, you had to write and actually communicate with each other. You know what I mean? So if I like somebody, or if somebody had an interest in me, they had to actually talk to me and get to know me first. And say, hey, I kind of like how your style or whatever, and you talk. That was the pen pal era. You talk, you communicate. Communication was much easier back then because there was more of it's a courtesy to answer the letter, like either talk to the person, hey, look, I'm not feeling this. No, I have a boyfriend. I'm sorry, but you're a really nice guy or whatever. Or the guy, hey, you're a really nice girl, but I'm kind of liking somebody else, or I'm with somebody, or I'm not trying to be with anybody. That was an actual answer. Not this, if I don't answer, an answer is an answer. No answer is an answer. That just drives me nuts too. I don't understand that neither. But anyways, pen pal era was an era where you actually had to write each other. Imagine that. Talk. Oh, imagine that too. Actually talk on the phone. Oh, not just text and then not answer the text message and talk about you fell asleep. I'm gonna get to that in a minute. Because there's so many excuses with technology nowadays. Oh, I didn't get the message. You got that damn message. Stop playing. Anyways, pen pal era, I feel, was a better era because we actually had to communicate. It taught you how to communicate with other people, learn how to communicate and get your feelings hurt. If your feelings get hurt, move on. Okay, cool. She ain't feeling it, whatever. And actually communicating with other people. Now, let me get to this virtual era. Virtual era, what I mean by virtual era relationships is I'm here in Texas and I got somebody clear across the country in Maine. We'll say they're in Maine. I never seen them, never talked to them. I just happened to be chatting with them on the chat. Well, first it was chat rooms. Then we started getting a look to Facebook and seeing their profile. So it gets more and more stickier. Chat rooms were the first one. You go to a chat room, you talk to somebody, you get their number, and sometimes you call them. You don't know what they look like. You never seen their picture. But all of a sudden, you're in a relationship. How's that work? You never physically seen the person. You never actually seen them in person, but you're in a relationship. And how? You wouldn't know this person in Maine, because you're in Texas, if it wasn't for a chat room. That's a little sticky. I don't know if they're a serial killer or what. Then we got Facebook. Facebook came along, Mark Zuckerberg, thank you, but yeah. So, the first man to ever get catfish was Smokey. Smokey was talking to her on the phone. She told her she liked Janet Jackson. She liked Tito, Freddie Jackson. Tito and Freddie Jackson put together. And she was a big girl. R.I.P. to that lady. She actually passed away. Yeah, so Smokey was the first one to get catfished. But now we have this going on more and more often where people will put a fake profile up and will not put their actual picture up. Now, here's the thing. Some people will put their actual picture up from 10 years ago when they were fit, in shape, and everything else. Why? Because it's a body image issue. They don't want to show they look like 10 years to the prior 10 years. They show what they look like prior 10 years prior, not present. So they could be a little bigger, a little smaller, a little bit fitter, a little bit, bigger. Who knows? But they like to put pictures from back in the day. And then you got the ones that want to put filters. Filters are okay. That's fine. But if a filter completely changes your look, that's a problem. If I don't recognize you when I actually go to meet you in person because you had a filter on there, that's an issue. I don't know what you look like. Sorry, I'm looking at this guy's over his Kong. And yeah, it's gonna be good. Sorry about that. So yeah, if I don't know what you look like, that's a problem. You don't look like your picture. So would you consider it lying? I think I would, because I don't know what you look like. So can I trust you? I don't think so. If you can't trust him, you probably shouldn't be with him. Just saying. If you can't trust him, you probably shouldn't be with him. So, again, how are you dating somebody clear across the country? Now, there are exceptions where if you've known the person for a long time, they lived in your state, you've seen them, you maybe y'all were dating before and they move across the country because they're in the military, they're going to school. That's one thing. But if you never met this person a day in your damn life, and all of a sudden you're in a relationship, you need to reevaluate. Because that person actually flies down here or you fly up there, you don't know what you're walking into. It's a blind virtual date pretty much. Now we have a 2020 era. 2020, nobody really goes out. Everybody's COVID this and COVID that. Understand that. I work in healthcare. I'm very aware of it. So now they want to do Zoom. Okay. How are you going to date on Zoom? You're talking to somebody through a camera. You're not physically there with them. My whole point about this is, ladies and gentlemen, is the virtual era. Dating is so weird now. If you text somebody, hey, how you doing? They're good. Okay, so what you up to? Nothing. And then it just goes crickets. It's silent. So then apparently answer is no answer is an answer, or they just ignore you completely. And then you get this famous, oh, I saw your message, but I meant to answer you, but I fell asleep. Stop lying. You weren't gonna answer in the first place because you were entertaining somebody else, more than likely. So just be honest. Because back in the pen pal era, you had to actually talk to the person and tell them, hey, look, this is what's going on. Now you just don't say nothing. And another thing my girl brought up to me today, how do you have a full-blown relationship on Snapchat? I don't understand that one. You take pictures of your story and I'm at the gym. Oh, I'm about to go to the house. Oh, I'm getting in the shower. Oh, I'm about to sit on the couch. And then your Snapchat girlfriend or boyfriend, oh, I saw your story. How are you doing? And y'all, what the, really? So, recap. Pen pal era, you have to communicate. Virtual era, the communication is so jacked up. I don't understand how people are still together nowadays. It's like, are you really with the person? Or are you on Facebook looking at somebody else on Messenger? And then ask yourself, how did your relationship start? Well, it all started with a messenger message. When the pen pal era would say, well, it started with a letter and it started with a look, and I approached her and talked to her. Think about that. Which one do you want to bring back? You want to bring back the pen pal era? Or do you want to bring back, or do you want to say this virtual era? Because I guarantee you, Our kids are going to be doing this. When they're paying attention to their phone more than they are the actual books and actually talking to people, reading people, this is why we have the issues we have now. You can't read somebody through a message. You talk to them. You can't read anybody's body language through a message. I don't know where his interpretations of messages came from. When you type in all capitals, you're mad. Maybe I typed in capitals by accident. Think about it. Think about it. Well, that's my time, guys. That's my time, folks. I'm Fly Guy, and I'm out.